my second attempt at this video. I'm just going to show you how I do it myself on the cheap solar wax melter. Grand total, if you don't count the cost of the cooler, which I already had, probably cost me less than $10 total. This is just a chest cooler, standard. Had two in the garage, took the cover off so the glass will fit better on it. Looks like a charm. A local thrift store. I bought two pots. One big one and one little one. I started using the little one, went to the bigger one. I use that one just for melting wax when I got to melt it down. This is what I actually use in the cooler. And this works so well, the handles actually sit on top of there, as does the strainer. This is just a kitchen strainer. I bought this one at a local dollar store. Look at that, we got a wasp who's already coming to be a pain in the butt. I use paper towel as the filter, just sits in there. And in the cooler, this will sit with about 1.5 inches of water in it. This will sit like this. The whole thing sits down in the cooler. I'll show you another shot of that later. This is just a piece of plexiglass, I believe from the window, maybe from the storm door, don't know, don't care. I found it on the curb, garbage night in the neighborhood. Just walked by, saw it, someone put up the garbage, I picked it up, and it will sit on top of that there. I'll show you this setup with the sun coming in. When this gets hot, and I'm talking on days when we're around 15, 16 degrees Celsius, not overly hot, but a sunny day in the afternoon, I put it out at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Sun doesn't hit my back deck until about this time. When I'm done, this metal handle is so hot from being in the sun inside this cooler, I burn myself if I grab that just with my bare hands. So we'll set it up and I'll show you how it works. This is what it looks like all set up. Glass on top, just sitting on top of the cooler. Inside, sitting in the sun, you'll see some comb, some pulled comb, sitting in the filter on top of that pot with a bit of 1 inch of water in the bottom of it. I'll show you how that looks at the end of the day. This is some wax I melted yesterday. Just beautiful stuff. I don't have to run it through second time. This would settle on top of the water and it is just gorgeous. I'm going to try a separate experiment today where I'm going to put the purified wax into this little pot and put it in there, see if I can melt it down so that I can melt it into cubes. This is the smaller pot. Picked this pot up for $1 at the thrift store. Nice little thing, cool handle on it, black on the outside, and this is a bunch of wax I've been purifying over the last couple of weeks. Actually, about a week, probably about 6-7 loads worth. And I'm going to put that inside the melter as well to see if I can get this to melt so I can pour it into molds. And to add to the interest, see if we can spot her, we have a honeybee coming to visit. Now that's pretty cool. See if I can get her so she's not caught in the pot. Where are you from? And alright, our wax has been sitting in the sun for about 2.5 hours now. Temperature outside is about 22 degrees Celsius, probably around 73, 74, give or take Fahrenheit. You'll notice that this moisture condenses on the side. That's water from inside the pot. If you open it up, you'll see that wonderful pot. See if we can get in here. Of wax. It's all lovely, completely melted. That's hot to the touch. You'll see there's all kinds of wax hiding inside that's filtered down and through. And for a mold, all I'm using is a basic ice cube tray. Again, dollar store. I think it cost me $1.25. This is the melted wax, all melted up for you by the sun. Alright, so it's 6 hours later. I've added wax to it a couple times during the day. I've already taken out the melted wax, which you saw, and I poured that into molds. And now we're going to see how we did for our filtering here. Let's just do this to... And the smell is delightful. Smell of the honey. That's a lot of sludge. There's probably still some good wax in there. We'll melt it again tomorrow. There's a good crop of wax, and as that cools, there'll be even more down in there. So we're going to take this whole thing inside, let that cool down, we'll skim that off, and then we'll melt that down another time into cubes. Well, good morning. This is the day after. Not as nice a day as yesterday, but still, rain hasn't started. And this just shows you the wax that's collected out from underneath the filter that we saw yesterday. This is all nice and hard. Literally collect this. We dry it off on paper towel. Grab these extra little bits. Little nuggety things. We'll let that dry up, and then we'll melt it down another day. And these are the cubes that we molded up yesterday. Now some of them have a little bits of gunk, for lack of a better term, that settled to the bottom. I'm expecting that those are probably leftover crap that's in the bottom of the little pot. So my plan is I will probably maybe scrape those off, but then again, maybe not. If we use this wax for re-waxing some plastic frames, I won't bother messing with that. If we want to make candles, maybe we'll scrape that off and remelt it down. Anyway, that's what we get. Beeswax, ready for use.